Welcome to our professional training series in divination, tarot, and astrology. The following training in tarot was developed for students that are going through the courses with the School of the Divine Infinite Being. We wanted to make our training available to the general public here on YouTube, while also encouraging those interested in a career as a divination professional in astrology and tarot to check out our programs at www.divineinfinitebeing.com. We have post-graduation program assistance that you will not find anywhere else. This includes live video consultation technology, calendar booking, social share tools, affiliate program development, e-commerce, and the opportunity to take clients from the marketing efforts of our talented in-house staff. Again, you'll find all of this at www.divineinfinitebeing.com, sponsored by astrologypro.com, the #1 platform for astrologers and tarot readers to operate their divination services. We hope you enjoy this training.
Welcome everyone. Today we will be speaking about the Hierophant card in the tarot. For those of you that practice theurgy, ceremonial magic, mystical traditions, or any path that involves the transmission of sacred knowledge, this becomes a very important card. And of course, for those of you that are studying tarot and divination within our school here at the School of our Divine Infinite Being, the Hierophant is an archetype that you will encounter again and again throughout your spiritual development. One of the reasons this card is so important is because it represents the principle through which divine wisdom enters the human world. Throughout history, humanity has looked to teachers, initiates, philosophers, priests, avatars, mystics, and enlightened beings to receive guidance regarding spiritual truths, moral law, cosmic order, and the deeper purpose behind existence itself. The Hierophant represents that bridge between higher knowledge and human understanding. As we move through this presentation, you're going to notice that many of the symbols and figures associated with the Hierophant come from different spiritual traditions, cultures, philosophies, and religious systems. On the surface, they may appear very different from one another, but underneath them all is the same archetypal current. Whether we are looking at Vishnu, Krishna, Buddha, Jesus, Narasimha, Varaha, Narayana, Matsya, Plato, or even the symbolic concepts represented by the pentagram, Yod, the demiurge, or the father archetype, we are ultimately examining different expressions of divine wisdom, spiritual authority, preservation of sacred knowledge, and the maintenance of cosmic order. One of the major themes you will see repeated throughout this training is the concept of incarnation, the idea that divine intelligence manifests through teachers, traditions, sacred teachings, and enlightened beings in order to guide humanity. This is a central function of the Hierophant. He is the guardian of wisdom, the preserver of tradition, and the transmitter of knowledge from one generation to the next. So before we get into the deeper symbolism of the card through the following slides, I'm first going to give you a description of what you're seeing on the card itself. Then, as we move forward, we'll begin exploring the individual symbols and archetypes in much greater depth. Just as we've done with previous cards, this isn't necessarily arranged in any specific order of importance. It's more of a top-down approach to make it easier for you to follow along with the presentation. If you'll notice, the arrows on the left correspond to the descriptions that appear on the right. So I'm simply going to work through them from the top down, allowing us to establish a foundational understanding of the card before we begin unpacking the much deeper esoteric and spiritual meanings hidden within the Hierophant archetype. Roman number 5 symbolizes tradition, spiritual authority, and conventional beliefs. It represents structure, established systems, and teachings passed down through institutions like religion, education, or societal norms. Lord Buddha symbolize spiritual enlightenment, wisdom, and the pursuit of truth through a structured path. Lord Krishna symbolizes divine wisdom, moral guidance, and the importance of spiritual duty within the framework of tradition. Lord Narasimha symbolize the role of divine intervention, protection, and the breaking of rigid structures. Incarnation symbolizes the manifestation of divine authority in earthly form, serving as a bridge between the spiritual and physical realms to guide humanity through tradition and sacred wisdom. Lord Varaha symbolizes the restoration of cosmic order, the triumph of divine authority over chaos, and the role of spiritual power in lifting the world from darkness. Lord Vishnu symbolizes the divine protector, preserver, and upholder of cosmic order. Demiurge symbolizes the concept of an authoritative creator or ruler, often associated with shaping the material world according to a structured plan or set of rules. Brahma, coming out of Vishnu navel, symbolizes the relationship between creation, divine authority, and the establishment of spiritual knowledge and order. Matsya symbolizes the preservation of sacred wisdom, divine guidance, and protection through times of chaos. Karma symbolizes stability, endurance, and the sacred foundation that supports spiritual growth and cosmic order. Lord Narayana symbolizes the embodiment of divine wisdom, cosmic order, and the sustainer of all creation through timeless principles. Yod symbolizes the divine spark of creation, the hidden source from which all wisdom and manifestation emerge. Harihara symbolizes the harmonious integration of dualities, the balance between creation and destruction, and the spiritual authority that arises from unity. Plato symbolizes spiritual authority, tradition, and guidance, can be deeply related to the philosophies of Plato, particularly regarding his concepts of truth, knowledge, and the role of the philosopher as a guide. Taurus cherubim symbolism merges the grounded earthly qualities of Taurus with the spiritual authority and wisdom represented by the Hierophant. Jesus symbolizes divine wisdom, spiritual authority, and the transformative power of love and compassion. Astrology, Taurus, revolves around themes of steadfastness, tradition, and the integration of material and spiritual values. Psychology, Father, connects to authority, guidance, structure, and the transmission of values. The pentagram. The pentagram is the four elements commanded by the fifth element of spirit or consciousness. The Hierophant 5, the guardian of spiritual wisdom and tradition. Symbol of spiritual authority, the number 5, often associated with the Hierophant, represents spiritual authority and the role of a guide in spiritual matters. The Hierophant serves as a bridge between the divine and the earthly realm, providing insights and teachings that help individuals navigate their spiritual journeys. Emphasis on conventional beliefs. The Hierophant signifies a connection to conventional beliefs and established traditions. This aspect reflects the importance of honoring the values and practices that have been passed down through generations. Structure and order in spiritual practices. The number 5 symbolizes structure and order, which are essential elements in spiritual practices. The Hierophant embodies the idea that a well-defined framework can provide clarity and direction in one's spiritual journey. Lord Vishnu, as the guardian of tradition and spiritual wisdom. Divine preservation and protection. Lord Vishnu embodies the principle of preservation in Hinduism, acting as a divine protector who maintains the balance of the universe. His role emphasizes the importance of safeguarding life and ensuring the stability of cosmic order. The Hierophant complements this by serving as a spiritual authority that imparts wisdom and guidance, illustrating that true protection comes from adhering to spiritual truths. Upholding Dharma. Vishnu's primary function is to uphold Dharma, the moral and ethical laws that govern existence. The Hierophant teaches individuals the significance of following these spiritual principles in their daily lives. This partnership emphasizes that individuals must actively engage with and uphold Dharma to maintain cosmic order, highlighting the need for personal responsibility in spiritual practice. Role of divine intervention. Vishnu is known for his avatars or divine incarnations, which he takes to restore balance whenever Dharma is threatened. Under the Hierophant, this signifies that divine intervention is guided by spiritual teachings and practices. The Hierophant's role is to prepare individuals to recognize and respond to such divine interventions, ensuring that they align with the greater cosmic order. Integration of spiritual authority and human action. The relationship between Vishnu and the Hierophant illustrates the integration of divine wisdom with human action. While Vishnu operates on a cosmic level, ensuring universal balance, the Hierophant provides practical guidance for individuals to apply these teachings in their lives. This symbolizes that spiritual principles must be acted upon for divine protection and cosmic order to manifest. Community and collective responsibility. The Hierophant often represents communal spiritual practices and the importance of following tradition. This emphasizes that the preservation of cosmic order is not just an individual responsibility, but a collective one. When communities engage in shared rituals and uphold moral teachings, they contribute to the maintenance of Dharma, reinforcing the role of Vishnu as a protector of both individual and collective harmony. Evolving spiritual understanding. The interplay between Vishnu and the Hierophant suggests that spiritual understanding is dynamic and evolving. As individuals and communities grow in their understanding of spiritual teachings, they can more effectively align with the principles that Vishnu embodies. This ongoing journey of learning and application ensures that the cosmic order is upheld and that divine protection remains accessible to those who seek it. The Lotus of Knowledge, Brahma from Vishnu's navel as the Hierophant of life. Symbol of creation and wisdom, the lotus from which Brahma emerges, represents purity, knowledge, and the unfolding of creation. As the Hierophant of life, Brahma symbolizes the birth of the cosmos, bringing divine wisdom and understanding to the material world. This highlights his role as the creator of all life, embodying the eternal cycle of creation, preservation, and renewal. Bridge between divine and mortal realms. Brahma's emergence from Vishnu's navel signifies the connection between the infinite Vishnu and the finite Brahma. As the Hierophant, Brahma serves as a bridge between divine consciousness and earthly existence, guiding beings in understanding their place in the universe and the sacred knowledge that governs all life. Guardian of life's truths. As the Hierophant of life, Brahma imparts the sacred truths necessary for the growth and evolution of life. His role emphasizes the importance of wisdom in creation and the spiritual journey, inspiring individuals to seek knowledge, understand the interconnectedness of all life, and honor the divine source from which all existence flows. Interconnectedness of creation. Brahma's role emphasizes the interconnectedness of all creation. As the Hierophant, he represents the idea that every being is part of a larger cosmic order, reflecting the unity of existence. This interconnectedness fosters a sense of responsibility for maintaining harmony within the universe, teaching that individuals should strive for balance and respect for all forms of life as a part of their spiritual duty. The path to liberation. Lord Buddha as the Hierophant of spiritual awakening. Teacher of enlightenment. As the founder of Buddhism, Lord Buddha represents the ultimate teacher, guiding individuals on the path to enlightenment, nirvana. The Hierophant aspect emphasizes his role in imparting deep spiritual truths and practices, such as the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path, which serve as a roadmap for overcoming suffering and achieving liberation. Through his teachings, Buddha encourages self-discovery and inner transformation, illustrating that enlightenment is attainable through personal effort and insight. Embodiment of compassion and wisdom. Lord Buddha exemplifies the principles of compassion, karuna, and wisdom prajna, which are central to his teachings. The Hierophant signifies the importance of cultivating these qualities in one's life. Buddha's emphasis on compassion highlights the interconnectedness of all beings and the necessity of empathy in overcoming suffering, while his wisdom invites individuals to understand the nature of reality and the impermanence of existence. This dual focus inspires followers to develop a balanced approach to spiritual practice, nurturing both their hearts and minds. Promoter of mindfulness and ethical living. As a Hierophant, Lord Buddha advocates for mindfulness and ethical conduct as essential components of spiritual growth. His teachings encourage individuals to live in the present moment, fostering awareness and acceptance of one's thoughts and feelings. By promoting the 5 precepts and the principles of right speech, right action, and right livelihood, Buddha emphasizes the importance of ethical living in achieving inner peace and harmony with others. This significance reinforces the idea that spirituality is not separate from daily life, but is intricately woven into how one interacts with the world. The Master of Mysticism. Lord Krishna as the Hierophant of divine knowledge. Divine wisdom as the ultimate truth. As the Hierophant, Lord Krishna represents the embodiment of divine wisdom that transcends worldly knowledge. His teachings in the Bhagavad Gita are not just philosophical, but are meant to guide humanity toward the realization of the eternal truth that the soul is immortal and life's ultimate purpose is spiritual awakening. Krishna's wisdom goes beyond intellect, providing a path toward liberation, moksha, through the understanding of life's deeper realities, the eternal nature of the soul, and the cosmic order. He reveals the ultimate nature of existence, merging spiritual and practical wisdom. Moral guidance through the concept of dharma. Krishna's role as a moral guide is deeply connected to the principle of dharma, or righteous living. As the Hierophant, Krishna teaches that following dharma is not merely a personal or social obligation, but a cosmic law that governs the balance of the universe. His moral guidance is significant because it goes beyond individual ethics, showing how one's actions affect the greater whole. Krishna's emphasis on selfless action, karma yoga, encourages individuals to act in the world with duty, compassion, and righteousness, aligning their personal lives with the divine will. Spiritual duty and the power of tradition. As the Hierophant, Krishna symbolizes the importance of spiritual duty within the framework of tradition. He teaches that tradition provides the spiritual foundation needed for growth, but that true spirituality goes beyond rigid adherence, It requires active engagement with one's duties and responsibilities. Krishna's emphasis on performing one's duty without attachment to the outcome, nishkama karma, highlights the profound significance of aligning personal actions with divine purpose. He urges individuals to honor their responsibilities, whether as a warrior, student, or devotee, as part of their path to spiritual evolution. This balance between traditional roles and inner growth is the essence of spiritual duty under Krishna's guidance. The Redeemer of Humanity, Jesus as the Hierophant of Salvation. Embodiment of Divine Wisdom. Jesus is the ultimate embodiment of divine wisdom, offering profound teachings that challenge conventional thinking. His parables and sermons, such as the Sermon on the Mount, convey deep moral and ethical lessons, guiding individuals toward understanding the nature of God, humanity, and the importance of compassion in daily life. Spiritual authority rooted in love. As the Son of God, Jesus possesses spiritual authority that transcends human limitations. He teaches with conviction, demonstrating a profound connection to the divine. This authority is reflected in his ability to perform miracles and heal the sick, emphasizing that true spiritual leadership comes from a place of deep faith and divine inspiration. Transformative power of love and compassion. The core of Jesus' teachings is the transformative power of love. He emphasizes love for God, self, and others as the highest virtue, stating, "Love your neighbor as yourself." This central message transforms hearts and minds, encouraging individuals to cultivate compassion and empathy in their interactions. Role of forgiveness. Forgiveness is a cornerstone of Jesus' message, reflecting the transformative nature of grace. He teaches that forgiving others is essential for spiritual growth, as it liberates individuals from the burdens of anger and resentment. This emphasis on forgiveness fosters healing and reconciliation, both personally and within communities. Vision of community and unity. Jesus advocates for a vision of community and unity, emphasizing that all are children of God. His teachings encourage individuals to come together in love and support, breaking down barriers of division and fostering a sense of belonging. This vision reinforces the idea that spiritual authority should be exercised with humility and a commitment to serving others. Through his teachings and actions, he inspires individuals to seek deeper understanding, practice love and compassion, embrace forgiveness, and cultivate a sense of unity within the community, ultimately guiding them toward a more enlightened and harmonious existence. The Fearless Guardian, Lord Narasimha as the Hierophant of Courage. Embodiment of fearlessness. Lord Narasimha, the half-man, half-lion avatar of Vishnu, symbolizes fearlessness in the face of adversity. As the Hierophant of Courage, he represents the strength to confront challenges head-on. His fierce nature inspires devotees to overcome their fears, encouraging them to stand firm in their beliefs and principles, especially when facing injustice or evil. Protector of the faithful. Narasimha is revered as a guardian who protects his devotees from harm. His legendary emergence to defeat the demon Hiranyakashipu illustrates his role as a protector of dharma and righteousness. This aspect reinforces the idea that true courage involves standing up for what is right, defending the vulnerable, and ensuring the triumph of good over evil. Inspiration for inner strength. As the Hierophant, Narasimha imparts lessons of inner strength and resilience. His fearsome demeanor teaches that courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act despite it. Devotees are encouraged to cultivate this inner strength through faith, devotion, and righteous action, empowering them to navigate life's challenges with confidence and resolve. The Hierophant of Lord Narasimha embodies the essential themes of divine intervention, protection, and the breaking of rigid structures. Through his fierce protection of devotees, the destruction of ego, and the promotion of transformational change, Narasimha teaches that the divine actively engages in the world, reinforcing the importance of Dharma and encouraging individuals to embrace their spiritual journey with strength and dedication. The Boar of Strength. Lord Varaha as the Hierophant of Resilience. Restoration of cosmic order. Lord Varaha emergence as the third avatar of Vishnu is fundamentally about the restoration of cosmic order Dharma. The narrative of Varaha revolves around his intervention during a critical moment when the earth, represented by the goddess Bhudevi, is submerged in the cosmic ocean by the demon Hiranyaksha. This act of submerging the earth symbolizes a disruption of balance and harmony in the universe. Varaha's descent into the depths of the ocean and his subsequent lifting of the earth signifies the divine commitment to re-establishing order and balance. Triumph of divine authority over chaos. Varaha's fierce battle against Hiranyaksha represents the triumph of divine authority over chaos and evil. In this conflict, Varaha's overwhelming strength and determination highlight the necessity of divine intervention when faced with malevolent forces. This confrontation signifies that spiritual authority is not merely about passive existence, it requires proactive engagement to confront and vanquish chaos. As the Hierophant, Varaha teaches that true spirituality empowers individuals to take a stand against injustice and immorality. Spiritual power as a force for transformation. Lord Varaha exemplifies the concept of spiritual power as a transformative force capable of elevating the world from darkness. His act of lifting the earth is not only a physical restoration, but also symbolizes the lifting of ignorance, despair, and spiritual malaise that can shroud humanity. As the Hierophant, Varaha inspires individuals to recognize their own spiritual potential to effect change. He encourages followers to engage in practices that deepen their connection to the divine and empower them to rise above life's challenges. Lifting the earth from darkness. By rescuing the earth from the depths of the ocean, Varaha symbolizes the act of lifting the world from darkness and despair. This powerful imagery reflects the idea that divine intervention can bring enlightenment and clarity, guiding humanity away from ignorance. Varaha's role emphasizes that the divine is actively engaged in guiding souls toward light and wisdom. Inspiration for devotion. Varaha serves as a source of inspiration for devotional practices, encouraging individuals to seek divine assistance in overcoming their own challenges. His example illustrates that cultivating a relationship with the divine can empower one to rise above difficulties. This reinforces the idea that spiritual devotion is not only about worship, but also about embodying the principles of strength, courage, and resilience in everyday life. Hierophant keyword, incarnation, a channel for spiritual guidance. The incarnated Hierophant as a bridge that maintains harmony between divine wisdom and human existence, ensuring continuity of spiritual tradition and cosmic order. Embodied divine guidance. Incarnation, under the Hierophant, represents the direct presence of divine authority in a physical form, serving as a living example of spiritual truths and teachings. This divine figure offers concrete guidance to humanity, making spiritual concepts accessible and relatable. Spiritual intermediary between worlds. As an incarnate being, the Hierophant serves as a spiritual intermediary, bridging the gap between the divine and earthly realms. This role allows divine messages and sacred wisdom to flow seamlessly into the material world, ensuring humans stay connected to higher principles. Custodian of sacred tradition. Through incarnation, the Hierophant becomes the guardian of spiritual traditions, ensuring the preservation and transmission of sacred rituals, moral codes, and ancient teachings. This upholds continuity between past spiritual knowledge and present-day practices. Manifestation of cosmic order. The incarnated Hierophant symbolizes the embodiment of cosmic order, aligning humanity with universal laws and moral structures. This presence not only guides individuals in their personal spiritual journey, but also maintains societal balance through divinely inspired authority. The preserver of harmony. Lord Narayana as the Hierophant of balance. Embodiment of divine wisdom. Lord Narayana is considered the embodiment of divine wisdom, imparting essential truths about existence, the self, and spirituality. His teachings guide individuals toward deeper understanding and enlightenment, highlighting the significance of knowledge in the spiritual journey. Restoration of cosmic order. As a pivotal figure, Narayana plays a vital role in the restoration of cosmic order, Dharma. He intervenes whenever the balance of the universe is threatened, demonstrating that the divine is proactive in maintaining harmony and justice against chaos and evil. Sustainer of all creation. Narayana is revered as the sustainer of all creation, symbolizing the principle that the divine nurtures and supports life. His essence is integral to the ongoing existence of the universe, reinforcing the idea that divine energy flows through all beings, ensuring their survival and growth. Timeless principles of Dharma. His teachings emphasize the timeless principles of Dharma, which include values such as truth, compassion, and selflessness. These principles guide individuals in their actions and decisions, underscoring the importance of living a righteous life for both personal fulfillment and societal stability. Unity of existence. Narayana exemplifies the unity of existence, teaching that all beings are interconnected and part of a greater whole. This understanding fosters compassion and empathy, encouraging individuals to recognize their responsibilities toward one another within the cosmic order. Inspiration for spiritual practice. As a spiritual guide, Narayana serves as an inspiration for spiritual practice, motivating devotees to seek wisdom, adhere to Dharma, and deepen their connection with the divine. His example encourages individuals to cultivate devotion and mindfulness in their everyday lives. The savior of sacred knowledge, Matsya as the Hierophant of divine preservation. Preserver of sacred wisdom. Lord Matsya, the fish avatar of Vishnu, is revered as the protector of sacred knowledge during times of cosmic upheaval. In the ancient tradition, Matsya safeguards the Vedas and ensures that divine wisdom survives periods of dissolution. As the Hierophant, he symbolizes the preservation and transmission of spiritual teachings across generations. Guide through the waters of uncertainty. Matsya serves as a divine guide who leads humanity safely through chaos and uncertainty. Navigating the primordial waters, he represents the role of spiritual wisdom in helping seekers find direction amidst confusion, change, and instability. Protector of cosmic order. Whenever the foundations of Dharma are threatened, Matsya intervenes to restore balance. As the Hierophant of divine preservation, he demonstrates that spiritual authority is not passive, but actively safeguards truth, order, and righteousness within creation. Symbol of spiritual renewal. Emerging from the cosmic waters, Matsya represents renewal, regeneration, and the continuation of divine purpose. His appearance reminds seekers that periods of destruction are often followed by rebirth, and that wisdom remains present even during times of transition. Guardian of humanity's future. Matsya protects the seeds of future creation, ensuring that life, knowledge, and spiritual tradition endure beyond catastrophe. This role emphasizes the responsibility of preserving wisdom for future generations and maintaining continuity between past, present, and future. Revealer of divine guidance. Matsya demonstrates that divine guidance often appears when it is needed most. As the Hierophant, he teaches that higher wisdom continuously guides humanity toward growth, enlightenment, and alignment with cosmic principles. His story encourages trust in divine providence and faith in the enduring presence of spiritual truth. Hierophant keyword, Demiurge, the weaver of spiritual realities. The Hierophant of the Demiurge represents the concept of an authoritative creator or ruler, closely tied to the idea of shaping the material world according to a structured plan or set of divine rules. Divine architect of the material world. Under the Hierophant, the Demiurge is seen as the divine architect, responsible for the creation and organization of the material universe. This creator operates with purpose and authority, ensuring that all aspects of creation align with a divine blueprint. Enforcer of cosmic order. The Demiurge, under the Hierophant's guidance, is not just a creator, but also the enforcer of cosmic order. It shapes the material realm according to strict rules, ensuring that everything follows a structured, harmonious plan in accordance with divine laws. Bridge between spiritual and physical realms. As a creator, the Demiurge serves as a mediator between the spiritual and material realms, embodying the Hierophant's role of bringing divine knowledge into physical existence. This emphasizes the idea that the material world is a reflection of higher spiritual principles. Authority rooted in sacred wisdom. The authority of the Demiurge is rooted in sacred wisdom and divine purpose. Under the Hierophant, this figure represents the structured guidance needed to maintain the balance and function of the material world, ensuring that it aligns with divine intent. The Weaver of Destiny. Plato as the Hierophant of Fate. Embodiment of spiritual authority. Plato's Hierophant represents spiritual authority, emphasizing the philosopher's role as a custodian of wisdom. This theme highlights the importance of recognizing and respecting those who possess deep knowledge, as they guide others toward higher understanding and truth. Connection to tradition. Plato's philosophy underscores the significance of tradition in the transmission of knowledge. The Hierophant symbolizes the continuity of philosophical teachings that span generations, reinforcing the idea that wisdom is built upon the foundations of previous thought and experience. Pursuit of truth. Central to Plato's philosophy is the pursuit of truth. The Hierophant guides individuals in seeking ultimate truths beyond mere appearances, encouraging them to engage in dialectical reasoning and critical inquiry to uncover deeper insights about existence and the nature of reality. Philosopher as a guide. Plato posits that philosophers should act as guides for society, leading others toward enlightenment. The Hierophant embodies this idea, emphasizing the role of the philosopher in illuminating the path to knowledge and virtue, helping individuals navigate the complexities of life. The allegory of the cave. In his allegory of the cave, Plato illustrates the journey from ignorance to knowledge. The Hierophant represents the individual who has escaped the cave, symbolizing the importance of enlightenment and the transformative power of education in achieving a true understanding of reality. Integration of knowledge and virtue. Plato's philosophy underscores the integration of knowledge and virtue. The Hierophant exemplifies the belief that true knowledge leads to moral understanding and ethical behavior, encouraging individuals to embody the virtues they learn and share them with others. The protector of harmony. Harihara as the Hierophant of peace. Harihara harmonious integration of dualities. Harihara embodies the harmonious integration of dualities, representing the seamless coexistence of opposing forces, such as masculine and feminine, creation and destruction, and light and dark. This theme emphasizes that embracing both aspects leads to a holistic understanding of the universe and oneself. Balance between creation and destruction. As a combined form of Vishnu, the preserver, and Shiva, the destroyer, Harihara symbolizes the balance between creation and destruction. This theme highlights the necessity of both processes in the cycle of existence, reminding individuals that destruction often paves the way for new beginnings and transformation. Spiritual authority from unity. The unity of Vishnu and Shiva in Harihara represents the spiritual authority that arises from unity. This theme emphasizes that true wisdom and strength come from recognizing the interconnectedness of all aspects of life and transcending dualities, leading to a more profound understanding of the divine. Encouragement of self-realization. The Hierophant of Harihara encourages individuals to seek self-realization by recognizing their own dualities. This theme promotes the idea that embracing both sides of one's nature can lead to personal growth, enlightenment, and a deeper connection with the divine. Role as a mediator. Harihara serves as a mediator between different aspects of existence, symbolizing the need for balance in all areas of life. This theme encourages individuals to navigate conflicts and contradictions with grace, finding common ground and harmony in their interactions with others. Pathway to inner peace. The integration of dualities through the Hierophant of Harihara offers a pathway to inner peace. By accepting and harmonizing opposing forces within oneself, individuals can achieve a state of equilibrium that fosters tranquility and spiritual growth, ultimately leading to a more fulfilling life. The Sacred Fivefold Path. The pentagram is the Hierophant of integration. Symbol of spiritual mastery. The pentagram represents the harmonious integration of the four elements under the guidance of spirit. Within the Hierophant card, it symbolizes the attainment of wisdom through balance, self-mastery, and conscious spiritual development. Spirit governing the elements. The upper point of the pentagram represents spirit, while the remaining points correspond to earth, water, air, and fire. Together they illustrate that higher consciousness must direct the elemental forces operating within both humanity and creation. The perfected human being. The pentagram has long been associated with the perfected human form. As the Hierophant, it reflects the integration of thought, emotion, action, and physical existence under the guidance of divine wisdom. Harmony within creation. The pentagram symbolizes the balance and order underlying the universe. By bringing the elements into harmony, it reflects the cosmic principles that sustain both the natural world and the spiritual journey. Emblem of sacred wisdom. As one of the oldest esoteric symbols, the pentagram represents the transmission of sacred knowledge across generations. Within the Hierophant, it serves as a reminder that true wisdom emerges through the union of spirit and the forces of creation. The primordial spark, the Hebrew letter Yod, as the Hierophant of divine origin. Symbol of divine beginnings. The Hebrew letter Yod is regarded as the first spark of creation, representing the point from which all existence emerges. As the Hierophant, it symbolizes the divine origin of wisdom, consciousness, and spiritual truth. Seed of manifestation. Though the smallest letter in the Hebrew alphabet, Yod contains immense creative potential. It represents the hidden seed from which all forms, ideas, and spiritual realities unfold into manifestation. Presence of the divine within. Yod symbolizes the divine spark that resides within every soul. The Hierophant teaches that spiritual growth begins through recognizing and awakening this sacred presence within oneself. Source of sacred wisdom. As the originating point of creation, Yod represents the source of all knowledge and understanding. It reminds seekers that true wisdom flows from the eternal reality underlying the material world. Bridge between spirit and creation. Yod serves as a link between the unmanifest divine and the manifested universe. Within the Hierophant, it symbolizes the transmission of spiritual truth from higher realms into human understanding and experience. The archetype of wisdom. The Father is the Hierophant of guidance. Symbol of authority and leadership. The Father archetype represents guidance, responsibility, and wise leadership. As the Hierophant, it symbolizes the authority that nurtures growth, establishes order, and provides direction through knowledge and experience. Guardian of tradition. The Father serves as the transmitter of values, teachings, and cultural wisdom across generations. This role reflects the Hierophant's function as the keeper and protector of sacred traditions and spiritual knowledge. Teacher of moral responsibility. The Father archetype encourages discipline, integrity, and accountability. Through instruction and example, it teaches individuals how to act in accordance with higher principles and ethical standards. Source of protection and stability. A healthy Father archetype provides security, structure, and support. Within the Hierophant, it symbolizes the stable foundation that allows individuals and communities to grow with confidence and purpose. Guide toward maturity. The Father represents the journey from dependence to wisdom. As the Hierophant of guidance, it encourages personal growth, self-mastery, and the development of the character necessary to fulfill one's higher potential. The foundation of cosmic order. Karma, as the Hierophant of divine stability. Foundation of spiritual growth. Lord Karma symbolizes the stable foundation required for spiritual growth. By supporting Mount Mandara during the churning of the ocean, he demonstrates that lasting wisdom is built upon discipline, patience, and inner strength. Sustainer of sacred endeavors. Karma teaches that meaningful achievements require perseverance and steady effort. His role reminds seekers that spiritual progress depends upon commitment and endurance. Guardian of balance and stability. As the Hierophant of stability, Karma represents equilibrium amidst change. He encourages individuals to remain grounded while navigating life's challenges and transformations. Symbol of patience and endurance. The turtle embodies patience, resilience, and longevity. Karma teaches that spiritual development unfolds gradually and rewards those who remain consistent on their path. Supporter of cosmic order. By carrying Mount Mandara, Karma becomes a symbol of the unseen support that sustains creation. He reflects the foundations that uphold sacred teachings, traditions, and cosmic harmony. Strength beneath transformation. The treasures of the cosmic churning could only emerge because Karma provided support beneath the process. He reminds us that true transformation depends upon a stable and enduring foundation. The guardian of earthly wisdom. Taurus, cherubim, and the path of spiritual stability. Foundation for spiritual growth. Taurus represents stability, practicality, and a connection to the material world. These qualities provide a secure foundation for spiritual development. The Hierophant teaches that meaningful spiritual growth is strengthened when grounded in reality, allowing individuals to pursue higher wisdom with clarity and focus. Commitment to tradition and ritual. Taurus values tradition, consistency, and established practices, reflecting the Hierophant's role as a guardian of spiritual teachings. Rituals, ceremonies, and shared traditions foster belonging, preserve spiritual heritage, and strengthen connections within a community. Through these practices, individuals gain guidance, continuity, and deeper understanding. Ethical use of material resources. Taurus is associated with abundance, comfort, and material security. Under the Hierophant's guidance, material success is balanced with ethical and spiritual values. True prosperity comes not only from acquiring resources, but from using them responsibly, generously, and in service to a higher purpose. Together, Taurus and the Hierophant emphasize stability, tradition, ethical living, and the harmonious integration of material success with spiritual fulfillment. What does the Hierophant mean in tarot divination reading? the Hierophant in Tarot represents tradition, spirituality, and guidance. He symbolizes established institutions, conventional wisdom, and the search for deeper meaning through structured teachings. In a divination reading, the Hierophant encourages the seeker to seek knowledge from traditional sources, embrace spiritual practices, and adhere to established norms or mentorship. He signifies the importance of understanding and respecting societal or spiritual frameworks while seeking enlightenment. Understanding the meaning of this card in a tarot throw. Up to this point, you have been learning about the intricate details and symbolic meanings associated with this particular card of the Greater Arcana. In the following section, we will delve into various categories and scenarios of interpretation that may present themselves in a reading for you or a client. First, let's review factors that may influence your decision and choice of interpretation. Intuitive read on yourself or the client. Personal connection. Your personal connection or the client's connection to the card can influence its meaning. Tune into your intuition to gauge how the card resonates on a deeper level. Emotional state. Consider the emotional state of yourself or the client, as this can affect how the card's message is perceived and interpreted. Spiritual sensitivity. Be aware of any spiritual sensitivities or inclinations that might shape the card's significance. Placement in a specific tarot layout. Position in the spread. The position of the card in the tarot layout significantly impacts its meaning. For instance, its presence in the past, present, or future. Positions can alter the interpretation. Role in the layout. Understand the role of the card in specific placements such as the challenge position, the outcome position, or the advice position, each of which offers a unique perspective. Context of the spread. Different tarot spreads serve different purposes. Example, Celtic Cross, 3-card spread, relationship spread, and the card's role can vary accordingly. Relationship to other cards in the throw. Complementary cards. Look for cards that complement the one in question, enhancing its themes and messages. Contradictory cards. Identify any cards that might contradict it, suggesting a need for balance or highlighting areas of tension and conflict. Major Arcana influence. The presence of other Major Arcana cards can intensify the significance of the card, emphasizing major life themes and spiritual lessons. Suit influence. The suits of surrounding Minor Arcana cards, Wands, Cups, Swords, Pentacles, can provide context and detail to the card's message, such as emotional insights from Cups or intellectual clarity from Swords. Now that we have taken the journey through the symbolism of this card of the Divine Arcana Tarot, let's journey into several relevant points within a divination reading. As you have already noticed, there is much repetition in this training. For our students, this is very important. You will see now how much of the symbolism you have been learning about is repeated in the different categories of a tarot divination reading. The Hierophant, in a divination reading. Astrological representation. Taurus. The Hierophant is associated with Taurus, the sign of stability, tradition, and commitment. Taurus values patience, consistency, and established principles, reflecting the Hierophant's focus on structure, spiritual learning, and moral foundations. This card encourages disciplined growth through trusted teachings and time-tested wisdom. Tradition and institutions. The Hierophant represents tradition, institutions, and established systems of belief. It encourages learning through conventional paths, such as religious practices, education, cultural customs, or structured teachings. This card reminds you that valuable wisdom can often be found within traditions that have endured over time. Spiritual guidance and wisdom. This card signifies spiritual teachers, mentors, and guides who offer knowledge and insight. The Hierophant encourages seeking wisdom from experienced individuals and trusted teachings. Spiritual growth comes through learning, discipline, and applying higher principles in daily life. Moral responsibility and ethics. The Hierophant highlights integrity, ethics, and personal responsibility. It asks you to examine whether your actions align with your beliefs and values. This card encourages honesty, accountability, and making choices that reflect your moral principles. Learning and education, a symbol of structured learning. The Hierophant emphasizes education, study, and the pursuit of knowledge, whether spiritual, academic, or practical. Growth comes through guidance from teachers, books, institutions, or established systems of learning. Community and belonging. The Hierophant emphasizes the importance of community, shared values, and collective wisdom. It encourages participation in groups, traditions, or practices that provide support, connection, and a sense of belonging. Growth often comes through meaningful relationships and shared experiences. Structure and stability. This card reflects the value of order, discipline, and stability. It encourages creating strong foundations through routines, commitments, and dependable systems. Structure provides the security needed for personal and spiritual growth. Ritual and ceremony. The Hierophant is closely connected to rituals, ceremonies, and sacred traditions. Meaningful spiritual or personal practices can bring clarity, comfort, and a deeper connection to both the divine and the self. Rituals help create focus and reinforce important values. Conformity and social expectations. This card represents society's rules, expectations, and cultural norms. While conformity can create harmony and stability, the Hierophant also encourages reflection on whether these standards genuinely align with your beliefs. The lesson is to balance social responsibility with personal authenticity. Teaching and mentorship. The Hierophant symbolizes the exchange of wisdom through teaching and mentorship. You may be called to seek guidance from a knowledgeable mentor or to share your own experience with others. This card highlights the responsibility of learning, teaching, and supporting growth within a community. 10 common card placement positions. Past influence. Upright. The Hierophant suggests your past was shaped by tradition, education, spiritual teachings, or structured systems. These influences provided stability, guidance, and a strong moral foundation that continues to affect your present path. Reversed. You may have resisted tradition or struggled with rigid structures, creating confusion or tension. Breaking away from established expectations may have left unresolved questions about your beliefs or identity. Present situation. Upright. The Hierophant indicates a need for structure, guidance, or learning. Mentors, institutions, or spiritual practices can offer valuable support and clarity. Aligning with traditions that reflect your values can bring purpose and direction. Reversed. You may feel restricted by outdated rules or expectations. This card encourages questioning conventional beliefs, exploring new perspectives, and trusting your personal truth. Future outcome. Upright. Guidance, wisdom, or support from mentors, traditions, or spiritual teachings is likely to play an important role. Following a structured path can lead to greater stability, clarity, and belonging. Reversed. Future challenges may involve conflicts with authority, tradition, or societal expectations. Avoid rigid thinking and remain open to new approaches. Obstacles or challenges. Upright. The Hierophant suggests feeling limited by rules, traditions, or social expectations. You may struggle to express yourself within established structures. Consider which traditions support your growth and which hold you back. Reversed. Resistance to guidance, learning, or spiritual growth may be creating obstacles. Dogmatic thinking, either yours or someone else's, could be preventing progress. Advice or guidance. Upright. Seek wisdom from trusted teachers, mentors, or established traditions. Embrace discipline, structured learning, and practices that align with your values. Growth comes through humility and openness to guidance. Reversed. Question beliefs or traditions that no longer resonate with you. Explore alternative paths while trusting your inner wisdom and maintaining respect for different viewpoints. External influences. Upright. Social norms, educational institutions, religious systems, or community traditions are influencing your situation. These structures may provide support, stability, and a sense of belonging. Reversed. External pressures may feel restrictive or conflict with your personal beliefs. You may be challenged to balance individual freedom with social obligations. Hopes and fears. Upright. You may hope for guidance, wisdom, belonging, or stability through established systems and traditions. At the same time, you may fear losing your independence or becoming too reliant on external authority. Reversed. There may be fears of rejection or isolation for challenging traditional beliefs. You may also hope to gain freedom by redefining your values and personal philosophy. Outcome or resolution. Upright. Alignment with tradition, mentorship, or structured learning can lead to clarity, success, and fulfillment. Trust in proven wisdom and disciplined effort. Reversed. Unresolved issues involving authority, rigid beliefs, or resistance to change may delay progress. Flexibility and openness will be necessary to achieve resolution. Current influences. Upright. Traditions, rituals, teachings, or mentors are playing an important role in your life. These influences can provide guidance, purpose, and stability. Reversed, you may feel disconnected from conventional beliefs or pressured by expectations that no longer reflect your values. Reflect on what genuinely aligns with your inner truth. Key theme or lesson: upright. The central lesson involves tradition, learning, spiritual guidance, and the value of established wisdom. Balance structure with personal growth and understanding. Reversed, the lesson lies in challenging limiting beliefs and embracing individuality. Trust your inner wisdom while finding a healthy balance between tradition and self-expression. Exploring the enigma. Unveiling the wisdom of the Father / the Hierophant card in Tarot through the insights of occult visionaries. The Father, or the Hierophant card in the Greater Arcana Tarot, is deeply associated with themes of tradition, spiritual authority, and the transmission of sacred knowledge. Various occultists have provided profound insights into this card, reflecting its significance in the context of spiritual and esoteric practices.
Aleister Crowley. The Hierophant represents the manifestation of the eternal in the world of men. The priesthood, as opposed to the kingship, mediates between deity and man. Crowley, Aleister. The Book of Thoth, 1944. Arthur Edward Waite. He is the ruling power of external religion, as the High Priestess is the prevailing genius of the esoteric withdrawn power. Waite, Arthur Edward. The Pictorial Key to the Tarot, 1911. Rachel Pollack. The Hierophant shows us how to perform within the limits of society's rules, how to understand the rules of life. Pollack, Rachel. 78 Degrees of Wisdom, 1980. Paul Foster Case. The Hierophant represents the internal voice of intuition, the still small voice, as well as the outward forms of education, religion, and the transmission of knowledge through tradition. Case, Paul Foster. The Tarot, A Key to the Wisdom of the Ages, 1947. Lon Milo Duquette. The Hierophant is the great teacher who symbolizes the connection between the initiate and the mysteries, between the student and the true nature of existence. He is the power behind the veil, ready to impart knowledge. Duquette, Lon Milo. Understanding Aleister Crowley's Thoth Tarot, 2003. Oswald Wirth. The Hierophant is the instructor who possesses the keys of sacred knowledge, symbolizing the way towards spiritual enlightenment by revealing hidden truths. Wirth, Oswald. Le Tarot des Imagiers du Moyen Âge, 1927. Aleister Crowley. The Hierophant, or High Priest, is the prince of occult doctrine, the initiate, who brings down the light of wisdom into the world of darkness. Crowley, Aleister. The Book of Thoth, 1944. Arthur Edward Waite. The Hierophant is the power of the keys, the understanding of sacred mysteries, and the outward visible authority of divine power on earth. Waite, Arthur Edward. The Pictorial Key to the Tarot, 1911.